So, there's been this theory going around the Fortnite community lately, and it's that the character Hope will soon turn evil. Now, at first thought, you would probably think that this theory is complete BS, in which, fair enough, as Hope is practically the main protagonist of Chapter 5. So, why are people theorizing that soon she's gonna turn evil? Well, let me explain. Throughout this season and last season, the Fortnite storyline has been getting pretty dark. From all the dark and ominous things that the Oracle told us towards the end of last season, to all the cryptic messages we were getting from Megalodon. So yeah, Fortnite is taking a bit of a dark turn, but none of that compares to the Wanderer. A white hooded ominous figure just strolling around locations, just analyzing things and walking through things. And when we try to approach this wandering figure, they just disappear off into thin air. Now, this character, which we know is called the Wanderer, is most likely an upcoming villain, just strolling around analyzing everything before he comes to light. And also, this Wanderer is actually working with Megalodon, who confirms that the Wanderer is a male, and that for some reason he doesn't let anyone look inside his hood, because it's a vision beyond what our puny minds could comprehend. But when you look into the Wanderer's hood in-game, there is actually a bunch of black smoke inside of him, in which this means that the Wanderer itself is actually shapeless. And who else is shapeless in Fortnite? The Shapeless Man. And well, actually, I think the Wanderer is the Shapeless Man. Fast forward to Chapter 4 Season 1, where we had the Rift Warden Stellan, a mysterious man who served for the Oathbound, and was the head of the construction of the Rift Gate, which was formerly requested by the Ageless Champion. But ever since Stellan was a young boy, he had always been pestered by someone. Someone who would speak to Stellan by his dreams, and someone who seems to have no shape. So Stellan referred this someone as the Shapeless Man. And well, this Shapeless Man would always be taunting Stellan. Now, this Shapeless Man ordered Stellan to work for the Oathbound, and to become their head alchemist. Now, the Shapeless Man wanted Stellan to do this so Stellan could build the Rift Gate that the Ageless Champion requested. Because you see, this Shapeless Man wants the Rift Gate way more than the Ageless does. And so, the Shapeless Man starts to death threaten Stellan, and that if the construction of this Rift Gate fails, then he will die. So Stellan got to work with the Rift Gate, and he hired us to help him. But when the moment was right, Stellan said this.
I will choose to trust you with a secret I have never told. There is a being, a shapeless man. He watches us with dark purpose. If we do not finish the Rift Gate, the consequences will be terrible.
So Stellan came out to us about the Shapeless Man, saying that he observes us with a dark purpose, and how if the Rift Gate is not finished, the consequences will be terrible. Stellan then started to sleep without dreams. So I think that the Shapeless Man stopped watching him for a while. But things could only get worse from here, as the construction of the Rift Gate was not going well. Even though it was almost finished, someone sabotaged it, in which this messed up everything and was very bad for Stellan.
The gate will not stabilize. And I cannot shut it off. Someone has manipulated the coordinates. But why? The energy of the Rift Gate is destabilizing. This could rip open the entire sky. And we have no idea what's on the other side. Stars help us.
So things are really not looking good right now. The Rift Gate wasn't really ready, but someone sabotaged it. And this is by someone manipulating the coordinates. Now, the person to do this was Evie, as she set the coordinates to the mega reality so parts of it can come to the island and it can be saved, in which in the end Mega City was saved, but Evie practically screwed up everything. And because the Rift Gate started to destabilize way too much, it caused it to self-destruct, leaving a massive rift in the sky, and well, yeah, the Rift Gate has failed. Now, Stellan knew that he did not have that much time left. left. And then that's when he revealed that the shapeless man always visioned a world of perfect order. But obviously his goal failed, and well, that is when Stellan bid us his farewell. And after that, we genuinely didn't see Stellan ever again. Now, there were many theories about what happened to Stellan. For example, he went into hiding, he actually got killed or turned into something by the shapeless man, or he just managed to live on. We were never told an exact answer, but then in chapter 4 season 3, if he went up to Innovator Sloan with Stellan, she would say, "I know what you are, even if you don't." Now, by Sloan referring Stellan as what you are is very interesting, and indicates something probably did happen to Stellan after the Rift Gate failed. Something really bad. But whatever happened to Stellan, well, I think it's gonna happen to Hope. Before I explain, I just want to say again that I genuinely think that the Wanderer is this shapeless man. The Wanderer is literally shapeless, they both like observing things, and they both watch us with a dark purpose. So I think that the Wanderer is a later version of the shapeless man. But I'm gonna confuse things a little bit here. Obviously, the Wanderer isn't the shapeless man's true identity. I just think the Wanderer is the spoken of shapeless man. And well, do you remember the argument that the shapeless man was either the Nothing or Geno? Well, it would somewhat make sense for the Wanderer to be these characters, but as we don't know that much about the Wanderer and the shapeless man, we can't give a full answer to who their identity actually is. It is really confusing and complex, and I'll talk more into it in another video, but to sum it up, the Wanderer and the shapeless man are most likely the same person, but we just don't know their true identity. But we'll most likely find out next season. Now, moving on, the character Hope is currently looking for Pandora's box, because right now the box is calling her, and when she actually finds the box, she will be able to restore peace on the island. But to get a lead for the box, she has to find 4 gems scattered across the wasteland, and then put them all in this Pandora's box looking gem holder, and when all 4 gems are put in there, something will happen. Something to do with the Pandora's box. Whether it will just come back or something else, we don't know. But what we do know is that Hope has been very stressed lately. She's been stressed and overthinking about her sister, stressed about Megalodon, and now stressed about gems. Because Hope is extremely intrigued in finding them, whilst Jones is on the side, and yeah, sure, he wants to restore peace on the island, but he's really worried about Hope.
First, I want to say I trust you.
Great. Then we don't need to hear the rest of what you have to say.
Hope, I have direct experience with this sort of thing. When I got lost in the 0 point, I got all the way lost, so just leave it alone. Power like that can't be controlled. Best case, it destroys you. Best case.
Jones fears that with Hope tampering with the box too much, then something bad might happen. Because honestly, Hope is in a terrible mental state right now. And it's honestly bound to get a lot worse from here. You see, the Pandora's box gems that Hope has to collect actually affects her and causes her to get headaches and see visions.
Something about being around these gems. It makes me feel, I don't know, nauseous, but in a good way. And this headache. And the visions. Don't tell Jones. I don't want him to worry. And we're so close to getting the good ending here.
Well, I'm sorry, Hope, regarding your mental state and these effects that the gems give you, yeah, I don't think you're getting the good ending here. Hope reveals that in one of her visions from the gems, she saw Megalodon and this cloaked figure, aka the Wanderer, working together. So Hope is seeing this Wanderer in her visions. And I'm not gonna lie, this kind of reminds me of how Stellan saw the shapeless man in his dreams. Because right now, Hope and Stellan are having very similar effects, in which this doesn't just light more fire to the theory that the Wanderer and the shapeless man are the same, but it also indicates that the Wanderer is targeting Hope. If you didn't know, the Wanderer has actually got a lot to do with the Pandora's box, as it's suspected that he came from there, and in the original design for the Pandora's box, you could actually see a hooded figure, which this is obviously the Wanderer. But unfortunately, the Wanderer did not make make it to the final design of the Pandora's box. But who's the one who could possibly get their hands on the Pandora's box right now? Hope. And well, here's what I believe is gonna happen to her. So throughout the weeks, obviously Hope is gonna be more intrigued about getting her hands on the box. Like, even after she puts all the gems in the gem holder, I still think there'll be another step for her to then get the box. Well, we don't know for sure, but it will be revealed in the next stage of story quests. But honestly, the more Hope gets to actually finding the Pandora's box, the more stressed and kind of crazy she will get. And so I think she'll become more like her sister when she was looking for the Pandora's box, where she became pretty arrogant and pretty crazy as well. But I think she'll be worse because she'll be under the influence of the Wanderer as well, with Hope having more visions of the Wanderer and her seeing him in her dreams. And so I think that the same thing that happened to Stellan will happen to Hope, where she gets more corrupt. All by the shapeless man, also known as the Wanderer. Well, it's a theory, but I'm sorry. I genuinely believe that the Wanderer is the spoken of shapeless man. And Hope is literally on the verge of getting the most powerful thing on the Fortnite island right now, which is Pandora's box. So overall, I think that the Wanderer is gonna corrupt Hope, because she's already in a very crazy state right now. And the Wanderer will have access to a very strong power source, so yeah, that's how I think Hope is gonna be corrupted, probably turn evil, and lose her complete mind. And maybe this could happen with other characters next season as well. Like, maybe the 7 were corrupted by the Wanderer. That's a bit of a stretch, but you never know. But yeah, it's all theories. Like, we don't for sure know that Hope will turn evil anytime soon. She will most likely be corrupted and lose her mind even more, but again, it's just a theory and we're not 100% sure. But it is most likely next season the Wanderer will be a villain. He'll reveal his actual identity and, well, we'll see what he can actually do. Because remember, we really do not know that much about the Wanderer right now, but we'll get more information about him soon. And also, if it is true that the Wanderer is actually the shapeless man, which it most likely is, then we'll get a true answer to what actually happened to Stellan. So, yay! But yeah, this video turned out to be a lot longer than I planned it to be. And well, yeah, I did yap and get a bit too carried away in some parts, but Fortnite is really getting dark. And well, it's bound to get a lot more ominous later on this season. And also, we will be getting new storyline quests next week, where we will be able to get the final gem, which is from Megalodon. And while these set of quests will most likely give us more information about the Wanderer and more information about the Season 3 storyline as a whole. So yeah, that's pretty cool, but unfortunately for me, I'm not really going to be able to do them when they come out, as I'm going to be on vacation. And I actually fly off tomorrow, meaning that there isn't going to be like any more storyline videos for a week. But I'll still keep you all updated about storyline information by Twitter or posts or something like that. But yeah, do you think Hope is gonna turn evil anytime soon? Well, let me know down in the comments what you think. But yeah, thank you all for watching, hope you all enjoyed it, and well, a like and subscribe would always be appreciated, and join the Discord server, link in description. But remember though guys, the Fortnite storyline is starting to get pretty dark.